Welcome to our show, KRHS TV News, the eyes and ears of the Ritenour community.
I'm Derek Walton.
And I'm Andrea Wanta.
Today we'll bring you the most important topics you need to hear. Ritenour is preparing for homecoming. We have all the details you need to know.
National patriotism is alive and well in our community. This week, Izzy Clark and I, Andrea Wanta, shares Ritenour High School's annual First Responders Luncheon.
And Brendan Clure takes a look into a little-known program that honors veterans, the Honor Flight Program.
Stay tuned for all these student stories. This is KRHS TV News. Ritenour is preparing for its annual homecoming celebration. We are celebrating 170 years of homecomings.
During homecoming, students will celebrate with a Spirit Week starting on Monday, September 26th, leading up to Friday, September 30th.
That Friday is our homecoming assembly. We want to see everyone in their black and orange. Look for the KRHS lunch rally to get everyone hype.
That Friday evening, Ritenour will induct its newest members into the Hall of Fame, which honors alumni who have gone on to decorated and prestigious careers and services.
On Saturday, we start the day with our homecoming parade on October 1st at 9 a.m.
Husky fans are invited to line the streets to cheer on the parade.
Then the varsity Huskies football team takes on Lindbergh Flyers at 1 p.m.
During halftime, winners from the parade will be induction to the homecoming court.
Then my favorite part of the week, the dance.
Students can purchase tickets till Friday, September 30th.
The theme this year is No Place Like Rome. We can't wait to see the decorations.
We will take a break now with a short advertisement.
Take a look at the Ritenour annual First Responder Luncheon.
Izzy Clark explains about the luncheon that supports the local heroes in our community.
9/11 Luncheon, well, it's actually First Responders Day, which is a celebration of the heroism of thousands of first responders in New York City in the wake of the terrorist attacks of 9/11/2001. This is actually our third annual celebration of our area first responders. That's our emergency medical, police, and fire servicemen and women. Because, you know, as students, as the years go by, there are fewer and fewer students who even remember or know anything about it. I think this year's freshmen weren't even born. So the attendees are our local firehouses, including a community firehouse and West Overland Firehouse, and emergency medical teams that work with them. And we also invite police officers from our 9 municipalities.
I think it was junior year or senior year that we were at school, and it was actually during 9/11, and we didn't have a moment of silence, and that really ticked me off. And that was the moment that I was like, all right, there's something needs to change. These kids aren't going to know about 9/11 if we do not remember them, if we do not thank these people. So that's whenever I just basically went up to you and was like, all right, something's got to be done. And so that's whenever me and him took the step forward, and we decided let's do a luncheon and make it a happy celebration.
So Mr. Ewing came to me a couple years ago because he thought I was the culinary teacher and brought this from a student. We kind of headed it up. I thought it was a very great idea, especially with everything going on in our community. I think the local municipalities really appreciate it, and it's nice to get them involved in our school and also have kids interact with them and have lunch with them.
We got a flyer sent to the firehouse explaining our invite. It's just a remembrance how a lot of the 911 service is appreciated on that day, but also it's always nice to be appreciated in the district and stuff like that. So
it just kind of aggravated me that instead of being happy that and thankful that these people are here every day, like defending our territory in a sense, that they were here protecting us at home. It's really rare to be thanked, and so instead of making it a sad moment, I want to thank all the first responders.
Thanks, Izzy. We now take a look at a program out of St. Louis Lambert Airport.
The national program is sponsoring veterans to gain an opportunity to be honored and gain closure for their service.
Britton Clore shows how we are celebrating their sacrifice before time runs out.
On Saturday, August 27, 2016, 19 U.S. veterans were privileged to take part in a special journey known as the Honor Flight. 15 Korean War veterans and 4 World War II veterans made the trek from Lambert International Airport in St. Louis, Missouri to Washington, D.C. on a chartered flight. The veterans were taken by police escort to landmarks such as the Lincoln Memorial, Korean War and World War II memorials, the United States Air Force Museum, and several other places of interest. The veterans ranged from ages 84 to 98. There was no cost to the veterans, as the Honor Flight relies solely on donations and corporate sponsors to make the flights possible. The Honor Flight departed just after 4 a.m. Central Time and returned around 8 p.m. that evening. Before boarding the plane to return home, the veterans received a packet of thank you letters from friends, family, and elementary school students. Upon arriving at Washington, D.C. and arriving at St. Louis, the veterans were greeted by friends and family who celebrated their years of service in the military. The veterans were presented with a plaque thanking them for their years of service. There are currently over 21,000 veterans on the Honor Flight's waiting list. Honor Flight has taken over 159,000 veterans to Washington, D.C. since 2005. The Greater St. Louis Honor Flight takes 10 flights per year. According to the Department of Veteran Affairs, an estimated 640 World War II veterans pass away daily, making the Honor Flight's goal that much more important. For more information on Greater St. Louis Honor Flights, visit gsl.honorflight.org.
Now Derek introduces our Athlete of the Month, Michaela Hollyfield.
This month's Spotlight Athlete of the Month is freshman Michaela Hollyfield from the girls varsity volleyball team.
I am a middle blocker, but like in volleyball, you can always play like all around, and when I'm in the middle, I serve.
Michaela is only a freshman. She already has 18 kills on the season, making that the third most on the Huskies varsity squad.
My favorite thing about the sport is it gets like so intense and like not letting the ball drop and like just screaming and yelling and always going for the next point.
I am Derek Walton, and this is KRHS TV News. Today we're doing our segment called You Don't Know My Story, a package by our own Sarah Talk.
We started the You Don't Know My Story campaign to bring awareness to bullying. It's really important to us that people realize that everybody has stuff that they're dealing with, and we don't want to go around and talk bad about people or be mean to people just because they're different from you. It's really important for us to remember that even though they don't go through what you're going through necessarily, that everybody goes through something. And so that's where You Don't Know My Story came from, that everybody has a story and that everyone should try to get to know what each other's stories are.
We're looking forward to more student stories. Thanks, Sarah. Remember to never judge a book by its cover, kids. Well, that's our show.
We'll be coming to you every other Friday throughout the semester.
Make sure you follow us on RitenourLive.org for our latest stories.
And don't forget our Instagram or Twitter at KRHS Media. In the meantime, keep working towards your dreams.
And keep your Husky pride alive.